there used to be a lot of sports games. Like, that's one thing that's almost forgotten now. There actually used to be a load of different football games on consoles, not just 2 of them. Obviously the need for expensive licenses and exclusive contracts put a stop to that, but when that sort of thing wasn't needed, it was a playground of the good, the bad and, well, Pele bloody soccer for the Mega Drive. Of course we all know that sensible soccer was the best of them. I mean, don't we? I mean, that's obvious, but of the 2 big football games that survived, FIFA was first, coming out in 1993. And yeah, it was fine. Good presentation, could be a bit jerky, but yeah, not bad. And it had the license, if not the players. Fine and popular, but it didn't feel like a world beater right off the bat. Hell, I'd say it wasn't even nearly the best nonsensy footy game released in the 16-bit generation. That title belongs to a game released by Konami in 1995 that ended up being the first outing of what would become FIFA's main, and indeed sole, opponent. Here's the original International Superstar Soccer for the SNES, presented here in its 1996 Deluxe variation.
Superstar Soccer Deluxe!
ISS, particularly back in the early days, had one major advantage over FIFA in particular, the speed and immediacy of it all. From loading the game up to getting into a match took a minute, if that. Whereas the action in FIFA could feel a bit jerky, ISS was silky smooth, not the slightest hint of jerkiness or slowdown, a beautifully coded title that looked as good as an arcade game. But it wasn't a simple affair. It had all the moves, all the control, and a fair challenge to boot, even leaving aside just how fantastic the game was in 2-player. Even the atmosphere of the game was miles ahead of FIFA. All the detail around the pitch, the crowd sound with all the noisemakers going off making it feel like a World Cup match from the 1970s. Hell, there was even commentary. Even the odd sound bites of, "He shoots!" "Down the win!" and "Great save!" just made the game feel alive, as cheesy as they might have been. It's not like the commentary would get much better in later ISS or Pro Evo games after all.
The game's about to get underway. A blinding save. I always said that wing play makes the difference in a game. The game is tied at 0. Scorchio! It's a gift of a goal waiting. Still in danger. It just won't break for them. Useful ball. Good run by Italy. How did he miss? A catching tackle. And that was a studs-up tackle if ever I saw. That's a dangerous-looking position. No messing. Straight for goal. Maybe it's time to practice his shooting. Shut the fuck up!
ISS Deluxe has just about anything you could need in a footy game. Plenty of national teams, of course, but all the different modes from a World Cup to a league are here too, just in case you want a big campaign. You even get a practice mode, which is quite fun to screw around in. One odd little game that I enjoy here is to try and keep the ball in the air as much as possible, with headers and bicycle kicks, not to mention playing around with all the different shots you can do. There's also special scenarios that you can try and take on, coming back from 2 goals down, holding a lead with 10 men, that sort of stuff. So, a lot here to play around with.
Yellow card! Good charge! He shoots! Keeper fumbles! Yes! Goal!
But it all comes down to the matches themselves, really. The football on offer is sublime, and clearly a step ahead of just about any other football game that was around at that time. ISS Deluxe was even released as a very early PS1 title, and it didn't exactly look out of place on there. Like in any football game, you may well find certain positions that'll allow you to score more often than not, but there's no real sure thing, and the amount of moves on offer means there's plenty of opportunities for flair, way more than FIFA had at the time. Not that the FIFA games were bad, but the first ISS felt like it was on another level, and this continued into the 32-bit generation, with Konami producing the excellent early PlayStation game ISS Pro, and EA rather stumbling out of the blocks with the first couple of PS1 FIFA games. It would take until 1999 for EA Sports to produce a game that was competitive with ISS, the superb FIFA 99 for the PS1. I could go on from here, but you know what? This might just be a story for another day. As far as ISS Deluxe goes, it was available on both the big 16-bit platforms, but even I, as a certified Mega Drive fanatic, have to admit that the SNES wins this battle hands down. It was just made for this system. And it's still a superb game now, one of the best 2D football games ever made in fact. Only Sensible Soccer beats this for me as far as 2D footy fun goes, and they almost go hand in hand. They both did something different, but both of them gave it the full gun over the whole 90 minutes and created something very special. See you tomorrow.